have we become this society where we are maybe a little too trusting? Because look at this next story we're going to talk about. Amazon, what do you call it?
Amazonopoly, because they're going to own the world
now
soon.
Tapping into not just home delivery service, because they do that now. I mean, you can get your Amazon packages. I got one this week, of course, every week, on your doorstep. But they now are saying we want to tap into that. I don't even know if it's a third party. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Walmart wanted to do the same thing, or is wanting to do the same thing, getting a third party to deliver items, not just to your doorstep, but actually enter into your house. They're going to get a code on their phone, and then a camera. It's disclosed up front. Cameras are rolling once you enter the house, but they actually put, say you ordered eggs, cheese, and milk. They'll put the eggs, cheese, and milk inside your refrigerator. Sorry if that's my mic here, but now Amazon is saying they're going to want to do the same thing, but it begs the question, are we too trusting? Because yes, there could be cameras, but when the damage is done, the damage is done. Yes, it could be caught on camera, but if they steal something, that thing is still stolen by the time you get home from work.
Right. Yeah. And they say part of this too is to protect against porch pirates. So not only just to keep your stuff cold, but they know that especially around the holiday season, reminder to all of you, this is the time of year when boxes are getting delivered. Please do not leave them outside of your front door for long periods of time, because there are porch pirates,
or bad weather.
Yes, people who will come and steal your property. So what Amazon has also said is that this might be a way to deter things getting taken that they deliver, because then it would be put directly into your home rather than sitting out on the front stoop for a couple hours while you're still at work. Personally, I'm somebody who tracks my packages, so I know when things are getting delivered. I'll have them delivered here if I know I won't be home. When it comes to groceries, I can buy my own groceries.
And you weren't here for that discussion that we had about this, because yes, I mean, we can do that now. We also don't have kids. I don't know what life is going to be like when I have kids, and I need the service of getting groceries delivered.
But it was beyond getting the groceries. They were putting it in the fridge. Like, you can't put the ketchup in the cabinet. Like, you can't. But if
you get the food
put the juice in the fridge.
Okay, you have, say, 2 kids. You have baseball practice to get to after. You have to take them to gymnastics. You're not home until 10 p.m. that night. The kids still have homework to do. You're doing it on the run. You're not home. You're not home. You have to grocery shop, and you want the groceries there. It's a service. So I want the groceries delivered. So they're sitting on my porch all day long. It might be an option one day when I have kids and say Caesar's out of town on a business trip for me to want someone to please just come in and just put the groceries in my refrigerator.
But then don't get them delivered.
You would do that?
I don't know. I don't want to judge a parent out there who may need this service because your life is just so busy. I can see how that may happen, and I like to know that there's an option out there.
Well, I can see for people, if you have like a disability and you're unable to do certain things, like bring the groceries in and put them in your fridge. But if it's as simple as the groceries I can get the groceries delivered at 9 because I know I'm going to be at home at 10, so I can stack my own fridge. Because what's next? You're going to have him or her leave a glass of water on the cabinet and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich waiting on the table? Like, what else?
I just chef. That's at that point you have a
like, hey, hey, can you put the PB&J, cut the corners off, please? Thank you. I'll be there.
I just kind of think that for something like this, and I'm not judging parents, I think where these things could work, something like this, is if you're in New York City, you're taking the subway, you don't have 5 arms to carry all the groceries back from wherever you're going down Manhattan, and so having somebody drop it off to your doorstep, and then it being in the middle of like a busy hallway where you have multiple apartments next to you and you don't want all your stuff out there in the middle, it's very obvious that you're not home or whatever, then I could see, hey, yeah, put it inside. But I think for me, I am not, and I'm surprised you're not taking more of a stand on this, because you usually don't even have your fingerprint on your iPhone yet.
No,
for
you
me,
sure don't.
I don't trust somebody walking into my home. That is my sanctuary. That is my home. I have been violated before. I will not let you in my home. I am sorry.
And you have your reasons.
Yes.
I just look to my future and think I'm going to need all the help I can get.
But Megan, you're going to be too busy to put the juice on the top shelf in the fridge.
I'm going.
It's the juice.
It's about not being able to come home. Okay, they don't have to put it in my fridge. Can you just put it in my door? Like, can you open the door and just drop it there? Because I don't want Joe Schmo who's walking by to go,
porch pirate.
The porch pirate looking at free food. That's more inviting to me than a package which you don't know what's inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just look to my future and think I'm going to need all the options. I mean, babysitter could be the best ever, and the grandma, I could have all the help, but sometimes you're stuck in a situation.
Yeah, I get that. I think now that Amazon has partnered with Whole Foods, I think they are probably thinking, okay, The normal deliveries that we make are not perishable items, okay? So we can leave them on a doorstep. And now that we have partnered with this food company, how are we going to ensure that everybody can have access to it even when they're not home when the delivery happens? So I see why they're instituting something like this, trying to say, okay, look, we have food coming. We know the milk isn't going to stay great forever, but we partner with Whole Foods. That's part of the service for us. So here's an option. We'll put it in the fridge for you. I get from a business standpoint, I just wonder how many people will take advantage of that.
I think a lot of people, if we're at a point now in our society where we are staying in people's homes for a weekend with all of their stuff.
True.
Like in the home, too.
In the home, like all of the decor for weeks at a time. I mean, I have friends who that's a second source of income. They travel a lot, or they travel because they would rather have someone staying at their house paying them money. They'll just go stay with a friend in New York one weekend, a friend in college. They just travel, and all their stuff is just there, and there's no camera inside, of course, because that would not be legal. That's where we're at. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And I think Amazon is smart because who is their audience? Someone who's digitally savvy. Someone who's on the go. So that is their audience. People who
don't have time to go shopping.
The paranoid people probably aren't ordering stuff online because they are the type, and I'm half of that person. The type that like to go and sift through the clothing racks.
But this make us a lazier society because globally, and this is just talking to people. The stigma with people in America is that we're lazy and that we are entitled and we're very gluttonous. Like we overindulge. So now, if you don't have to go get your own groceries, if you don't have to do your own laundry because you can take it down to the wash and fold, they'll wash it, fold it, and bring it back up to your doorstep. If you don't have to drive anywhere, if you don't have to walk, if you don't have to X, Y, and Z. Is this making us worse off than we already are?
But what if that person?
What
if that person isn't able to do the grocery shopping because they are still so busy doing something else?
But the target demo.
But the target demo. At the gym a little longer.
But is that the target demo of people who are on the go, or is it just a millennial generation who feels like everything has to be at their fingertips? Megan loves her some millennials, honey.
She is
and I said that purposely so I could get her
It always comes down to those millennials from the generations before us. And here's my thing. Don't bring the millennialism into it. Who raised us?
I didn't raise you.
What generation raised? You know what I mean? We're in this. We are who we are because of who.
But technology isn't about who raised you. Technology isn't about who raised you.
I'm not saying a person. I'm saying a generation of people and of these. There's a generation of people who wanted the internet, who wanted all these advancements in technology. So the advancements are here.
No, I hear you, but
now we're getting blamed for being lazy.
With everything at your fingertips and not having to do anything, because you have some people who don't even know how to dial numbers on a phone, who don't even remember phone numbers.
But who can swipe and have a whole catalog of phone numbers at your fingertips.
Is this making us a lazier society? Stuff like this.
Are you asking me? I do not think it makes us lazier as a society. Dina's kicking back. Not even answering.
Dina took a cool sip of her water.
I do not think
out
this
of her
makes us lazy. I think this makes us more prepared for the future. Because who are we? To me, if you don't know how to operate the technology and you don't know how all of these things operate,
Megan sat up for this.
You're going to be behind.
Megan is giving it to me.
You're going to be behind, and I just feel like it's about being open-minded, and it's about taking these opportunities to say, okay, yes, we can sit back and say, oh no, these things are making us lazy as a society, or we can say, oh, these things are advancing us to be the best that we can be, so we can use the extra time that we have to be the best at our jobs or parenthood. We don't have to be at the grocery store. We don't have to be at the store shopping for our stuff. We could be paying more attention to other things in our life.
I get that. However, now, maybe I can't reference specific ones, but I'm going to throw this out there as another what if or possibility. A lot of now studies are looking into if technology is making us less able to interact with human beings on a more personal level. So yes, we will be more advanced, but will we be behind in human connection? And are we turning into machines? Are we turning into robots?
Can I throw this out there still?
Yes, please.
we have all this stuff delivered. Who's working at the grocery stores checking you out? The more technology we have, the less opportunity for jobs. So if technology replaces us, are robots going to be working for robots?
Well, you better start getting into the STEM programs and learning how to operate in technology.
But then who's going to be buying it? They're not going to have any money to pay for the technology that they're building if no one has a job.
But if you're
end up selling tummy teas on Instagram.
Tummy teas. Okay, then
you
we'll
know
get
who's
into all
lazy?
Who?
BYU dancers.